I saw some innovation was present there. Like we came up, the government came up with this idea of making all of the licensing under one roof, where before it was actually the first in Indonesia. So it's something we have to appreciate. So I was thinking maybe if we can, this is just an idea, go to that and then maybe talk about whether, what happened in our own countries, just as an example that there is innovation in public sector and maybe besides the difficulties, that can arise from that. Well, I don't know, it's just an idea.
It's a good idea, but I have a question. How long is our presentation?
It's 30 minutes.
Us.
But if somebody asks, we can give example.
Yeah, it's not for, it's just example.
Yeah,
because
it's just
your
example.
idea is excellent.
Yeah.
The leadership in innovation, or innovation in public and private sector.
I won't give an example of Pakistan. It's ridiculous, public sector.
No, we don't consider our public sector, public services,
Yeah.
Primarily, we're not satisfied yet, but, we have to acknowledge that there has been some improvement.
Okay, so
But
let's create a
So
skeleton
first
of
is
your
the, how to define your,
What, that apple thing?
it escaped me again. Vocabulary. the IBM, the Apple.
Yeah. So are we going with Apple or?
It's a case study on the case of the Apple.
Apple is most recent, and but we have to consider there are like a lot of IT
We have a Google
students, Google person.
Google guy.
We expect him to ask a lot of questions.
Being a Google guy.
Well, he will be probably able to identify various styles and the issues.
Oh, that's
coming
good actually, because then we can ask their
Point of view.
opinion, point of views, because they have experience in that. Yeah.
Because that would be a very good example of innovation.
What's his
Yeah.
name
Apple.
again, Steve?
Steve Jobs. G-O-B-S.
Okay. And how are we going to expand it into a skeleton?
Yeah.
So the whole idea is, are we going to talk about just a case study during our presentation and then come up with like,
Identify the
Perhaps.
types of leadership.
Yeah,
Yeah.
identifying.
Case study.
and what worked for Apple?
Yes.
basically, and then the question of how they're going to move forward.
Yeah.
What would probably be good leadership style.
Because that's a big, losing Steve Jobs is a big change in
Yeah.
that. And so how do they deal with that change right now?
I think they didn't have coaching and mentoring.
They were not prepared for him to go.
Because if Steve Jobs was able to
No.
coach
kind
them,
of change in that
Actually,
organization.
do you know exactly whether they have coaching and mentoring?
I'm not
We
sure.
don't know, right? But I think it's because, considering the history, like he founded the company and everything, he's been there since the beginning. I think it's more about his charisma. He's been there, he's been involved, he's been emotionally engaged in, the company with the
But
people.
if he was able to pass on his expertise to another
Mhm.
person, perhaps Apple would not suffer that loss of losing him.
If he has passed on,
That's
that
one
does
thing
not
that
mean
we should.
the person that he has passed on the
Yes.
responsibility has earned the trust and
Mhm.
confidence of those left behind.
If you are a leader, you should have a follower. Perhaps he's not the leader. Doesn't
Well,
have a follower.
That's something we should find out if we want to do this. Whether he has been really, applied his leadership, in terms of making his followers, encouraging his followers to.
Because it's a sad
Yeah,
story. Meaning to say, he had the monopoly of knowledge. He wasn't able to really pass it on.
Well,
So
we need
the-
more
so
research
the-
on that.
This is actually very recent. It was 5th of January this year that he realized he has to step down because of health issues. He's still trying to find out what is the cause of his health problem and all that. But I will be the first one to step up and tell our board of directors if I can no longer continue to fulfill my duties as Apple CEO. Yeah, so, and that's all he's going to say about that. So, I'm sure there's a lot of books, journals that has got what his leadership style is. I haven't zoomed in particularly, but one article that I came across was Nanaka and Kenny wrote about it's a case study comparing Canon and Apple and a theory of innovation management. So what they do is they look at the information process and how to concretize it into a product, and how the differences in the structures of the firm can be challenged and broken up to provide space for innovations to emerge. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And here they mention as leaders as a catalyst to the innovation rather than the driving force or a power that actually, yeah, and it also goes along with what I mentioned just now. The vision of the leader is more, and the management is more successful in participative style of the leader as well as leader's vision that helps to mold this.
It's the function of leader, identify the people with potential to do
One of
something
them?
new.
Yes,
Yeah.
and develop the
Exactly,
that's
give the
right.
space and give the opportunities.
Mhm.
Is the main idea about the leader.
Yeah, this figure, well, it covers a lot of what organization creativity is about, like finite resources, but the
I
leadership
think
style.
we can have that case study.
Yeah. It's going to be more
On what
focused for sure.
company are we going to?
Macintosh or
Yeah.
Apple. It was
Canon,
previously called
Canon,
Macintosh.
Canon and Apple.
That was a comparison. Then in that case, we have to compare a lot, and half an hour presentation is going to take out a lot of here and there.
Well, maybe if we focus on just one company
Yeah.
and have some other, for example, if we do Apple, we should look at how Microsoft is dealt with in terms of leadership.
Yep.
So in case that question arises, we can always ask. Yeah.
But the focus is on Apple,
Apple.
and then we give examples of, for example, in
Innovations, right?
Microsoft,
Yes.
Canon, but all related to
Yeah.
comparing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay.
I think that's more recent and more hands-on.
And more really innovation.
The thing I was thinking is there's no fixed answer to what can make Apple successful after Steve Jobs stepping down, so we are safe. Answer that we give, conclusion we are still safe.
We can
don't have
always
to-
come up with a suggestion.
Yeah, and open that.
This is going to be a
as,
very interesting discussion.
Yes.
But do you think it's, one of the things that I thought was, do you think it's going to be too focused? Like, you're just focusing on Apple and there's just one topic or one company?
Perhaps if
For
they're going
30
to throw
minutes.
questions,
For 30 minutes presentation.
we need to be too focused.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, what he's asking for is you have to be able to identify the concepts of leadership and innovation. Yeah. The concepts, the issues, and your understanding of the topic. So leadership and innovation. Do you think we will cover enough ground to cover several concepts, leadership and innovation?
Yeah, I
We
mean,
can mention a
issues.
few and then zero in on what kind of leadership.
Because
was-
we cannot give an example if we do not have a thorough knowledge with
Yeah.
leadership and innovation.
Mhm.
So it would be impliedly given to them that we have understood.
but do you think by doing this case study, we don't need to like really interview him, right?
That would be nice.
Because,
Griffith would pay for all our
oh, yeah.
Actually, what we're doing is the application of the theory, something like that. Leadership and innovation.
In analyzing.
Yeah. What we're giving them is the
Specific.
application of leadership and
Leadership and
innovation.
innovation,
So
yeah.
that would be good.
application
Yeah, that
of
would be
leadership
of leadership and
innovation.
innovation.
So maybe that could be the argument. Which one?
Application.
The application of leadership and
Innovation.
innovation.